Okay, for the demonstration of an object we create that we're going to go on to print on the 3D printer, going along with the theme of greenpix.com, we're going to build a simple green guitar pick holder. Okay, so what we've got here is Google Sketchup 8. This is a free download, and then for a couple extra $100 you can upgrade to the Pro. What you're seeing here is just the free version, no upgrade at all. And so we'll go about building this guitar pick holder. So you can, when I drag over here, you can see down the left hand corner some of the measurements. You can get an idea of scale. In fact, let's just open a new one. And so anytime you open one, they put a human figure here for scale. This figure is somewhere around 5 foot 8 inches tall. So the scale that we're going to be building on is very small, right? So let's just erase this figure. Now our guitar picks are roughly 1 inch wide, and they're just over an inch tall. This pick holder, we're going to have it staggered, much like a staircase, and it'll be able to hold 5 picks. So if we have 5 picks, 1 inch wide, we're going to want an extra 1/4 inch on each side, so that's 1.5 inches. So let's just, instead of building that box, let's do this. Just build 1 inch, 1/2. Okay, let's see, 1.5 inches. Okay, there we go. By make it rectangle here, 3 inches long. Okay, so we have our plane here. Now we're going to use, if we hover over this, we see the push-pull, and this is basically extrudes or forms. So if our first pick is going to be 1 inch, and we want to stagger it at 1/4 inches times 5, the whole thing is going to be about 2.25 inches tall. So I'll just enter 2.25, and the default is inches. So we'll do that. Okay, so we're going to pick this lengthwise edge. I'm going to right click and divide it into 5 picks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 segments. Okay, so now the pencil tool will snap to the endpoints and the midpoints, and it default snaps orthographically. Okay. So there are our 5 segments, and I know I just made it, but let's double check. That is 2.25. Okay, so our lowest piece is going to be 3/4 inch off the ground. So we want to take that to 1.5 downward, 5. And then we'll just use the snaps for the rest of these. Okay, so within each of these, it's going to be another recess for each of the guitar picks, which I said are 1 inch wide, so that's 1.5 inches. So we want to come in a 1/4 inch on each side, but we also want to leave some play for the pick. So we'll come in 5/16 on each side. 5/16. Okay. Escape out of there. Again, come in 5/16. Escape to clear. And we'll repeat that process. And then come down the other side. Okay, so I'm not picking up a snap, so let's just measure and see what that is. About 1/8. Well, let's just call it 1/8. Depending on the thing about SketchUp is depending on what angle you're viewing it from, is what it's going to snap to. So if you're not getting exactly what you want, just rotate your camera angle. It has object snap tracking by default. And as you can see, I'm drawing a few lines here that are going off into space or going into the object. That's really not going to matter here. We'll see why shortly. So the picks are 1 inch tall, so I do want them to stick out so they come out above the plane so you can grab them easily with your fingers. So we're just going to go down 3/4 of an inch on all these. Okay. Now you can see we have a recess here, so let's actually bring this up 1/8. Fill that back in. And let's bring this up 1/8. Okay. And then fill this in again here. No problem. And, you know, if we want to just, it doesn't matter that these lines are here on the surface. We're building and printing 3D objects, but just for the sake of clarity there. So there's our guitar pick stand. Okay, and we don't have to. For the sake of this demonstration, you know, I could make each one of these equidistant, but there's kind of a nice taper here, so I kind of like that. So we're gonna leave it like that. Okay, so that is building an object in SketchUp. Okay, and let's just take down some quick measurements here. Again, so that's 3 inches long by 2 1/4 tall. Okay. And 1/4, 5/16 in, and 1/4 wide. Okay, so let's jump over to, let's build this same object in AutoCAD. And let's set up our drawing units. Units are inches. Okay. And decimal length. Let's go over to, there we go, 16th precision, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so we're going to repeat that process in AutoCAD. And for a simple object, I believe that SketchUp is a good, quick tool for the visual designer. And we're going to see how AutoCAD is a bit more cumbersome, especially when we try to do something in 3D. So in AutoCAD, we're going to build these as modular sections here, and then join them. So we just want to build one at a time just to get my bearings straight. Again, that was 1 1/2 wide, 5/16 in, and 1/8 and 1/8. Okay, by 5/8 or point. What was that? Oh, around 5/8. So the whole thing was 3 inches. 3 inches divided by 5. Okay. All right. So let's get to the polyline. So that's 0.45 by 1.5 inches. 0.45. Okay. And now we're going to extrude this up, and each one was extruded up about, let's see here, 7/8. So 7/8. Okay, now we need to create the depression, the insert. So that was 5/16, 1/8, 1/8. And it should be snapping to the midpoint here. Okay. Just explode those and explode those, and now we can just join the other parts. And we are going to need to do some cleanup work here. I'll erase those. So if we want to take a look here, what we got. Okay. Now the press pull function here is similar, only doesn't always like to work as well as what we saw in SketchUp. So we'll go down 3/4. It went up 3/4. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's try that again. Let's try -3/4. There we go. Okay. So let's just copy, paste, -5. Okay. Then we can move these. Snap from that corner to that corner. Okay. And now the relative distance was 3/8. Longer. Okay, so we'll do it exact. So this one was 3/8. Okay. Let's see if we can do this here. Extrude 3/8. And we're also, for each time we extrude that, we're going to have to bring up the bottom layer. 3/8. Okay. Oh, that's coming along nice. And this one, 7/16. That doesn't look right. What did we do wrong? That's 3/8. That's 7/16. We need to do 7/16 plus 3/8. Okay, so we went up, so let's go up 3/8 now. There we go. And we need to take this up. next one, so it's at that level, up 1 1/8. There we go. Extrude 1 1/8. Same for bottom. 1 1/8. And then for the last piece, okay. And 1 3/8. 1.375. Okay. Well, that's not 1.375. Let's try that again. There we go. And bring the bottom up. 1.375. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Let's delete some of this. And let's union all of this. Okay. Alright. So now we've got our piece built in SketchUp. We've got our piece built in AutoCAD.